Okay, good evening, everybody. This is Michael Winiger, CEO of Asante Organics. And tonight we're having a special Zoom. And what we're going to do is we are going to go over all the nutritional supplements and specifically how to take them to get the results that are desired, right? And it's going to fluctuate a little bit according to folks, but this is going to be a good video because what we're going to do is we're going to put this up, just breeze through the products how to take them, why, real quickly. And then you can send people to this video at that point, and they can see everything. And that's when you have them get back to you if they have any specific other needs that you can help them out with. But before we start, we're going to talk about this nutritional program that we do have that, in fact, we have products here that have been nominated for the Nobel Prize in gut health. So, we got some real good products here to talk about, all USDA certified organic. And to start out, I want to introduce our medical director for our company. And she's been around, my goodness, for a very long time. I've known her for 20 years myself. And she was a medical director for a lot of different companies. And she's a doctor, a gastroenterologist, and a very good one at that, and spoke on many stages around the world. So, with that being said, I'm going to give the floor over first for a few minutes to Dr. Becky Natarajan. Dr. Becky.
Thank you, Michael, and always an honor. So I'm going to touch upon what I consider to be like my blueprint for a healthy gut. And, being a GI physician for as long as I was taking care of disorders of the esophagus and stomach, small intestine, colon, pancreas, the liver, the biliary system, and I saw a lot of disease and illness. And almost everything systemically in our body is because we don't have the right nutrients to support our microbiome when systemically we're unhealthy. So the microbiome is just these trillions of organisms that live in your gut, and they are responsible for so much. They're responsible for your immune system because 85% of your immune system sits in your gut. The largest endocrine system of your body is your gut. The gut is also responsible for something called the gut-brain axis, the gut-liver axis, the gut-heart axis, the gut-skin axis. We are so interconnected with our microbiome supporting our systemic health. So my blueprint consists of basically 7 of your products, Michael, and I'm going to touch upon each one, what I do on a routine, and why I think it's important for everyone to be on some type of blueprint for their microbiome. If you're not ready to get into all 7 of these particular products that I use every day, that's fine. You can start somewhere. You just have to be consistent. Consistency is the key with any kind of program, plant-based organic program, like all the products that you have in your arsenal. So what I do every single morning is I'm a big shake person. So your alkaline, vegan, all organic shake is what I start my morning with because I love not only how it tastes, but it's a full meal replacement. It's also allowing my body to stay alkaline. And when you're alkaline, you're starting to prevent chronic inflammation and disease from setting up in your body because alkalinity promotes health. So within the shake, and I just grab a scoop of the greens and a scoop of the reds and throw them right in there to fortify the shake even more, to help my microbiome even more, because these reds and greens are so helpful as prebiotics for your microbiome. They serve as a fertilizer to get that microbiome to populate and proliferate very healthily. So shake reds and greens in the morning. And if you're looking for some weight release, then do a shake for breakfast and a shake for dinner as meal replacements and a healthy lunch. You will start to accelerate your weight loss journey in a very healthy, positive way. The other thing I do before my shake and before my meals is I take a daily digest because as we age, we need more digestive enzymes. So depending on what I'm eating, if I'm doing just all veggies for my lunch, or dinner, then I'll just do one of the daily digest right before I'm getting ready to eat. If I'm having any kind of heavy protein, like a meat, such as chicken, beef, which I really don't do much of anything like that anymore, but you want to do more. You do 2 of the daily digest right before you eat. If you forget, it's okay. They're not really going to be as potent and effective if you take it with your meal. Try to do it before your meal and carry them with you wherever you go, because then they're always there and it's easier for you to remember. Right before the meal, a probiotic. So I do that 3 times a day. And again, consistency with all of these things will lead to a very, very healthy microbiome. I also want to touch upon PhytoCleanse. This is a magnesium-based, plant-based organic product that gets rid of biofilm in your gut. And biofilm is like a slime that encompasses bad microbiome. So it allows the slime to get out, it allows the bad microbiome to leave, and then you're repopulating your microbiome with the shakes and the reds and the greens and the probiotics, and you're supporting your digestion with the Daily Digest. In terms of how to take your PhytoCleanse, if you're starting out initially, then it's nice to do a loading dose at bedtime. And you can pick, 3 or 4 of those PhytoCleanse before bedtime. And usually within 3 days, you're going to see some really excellent results with great elimination. Then you can just go down to 1 before bedtime. So the other thing that I take on a regular basis before my shake and on my salad, because I poke a hole in the omegas, that's your flax. It's a wonderful prebiotic as well. So get rid of the bad microbiome and fortify with all these great products to get the good microbiome to populate and proliferate, and keep the integrity of your gut in line, because the integrity is important. Because if you start to have leaky gut, it can lead to chronic disease states, chronic inflammation, metabolic syndrome, weight gain, neurodegenerative disease, cardiovascular, pulmonary disease, arthritic conditions, and it can cause cellular dysplasia, which can lead to cancer. So that's what I do every single day. And again, if you're just getting started, you may want to just start with the shake and the greens, but I really love the Daily Digest and the probiotics, love the PhytoCleanse. So you can gradually incorporate more products as you get into a routine. And ladies and gentlemen, stick with your routine. It's the consistency that will deliver results, and the results are substantial. So that's my part, Michael. I'm going to turn it back to you so you can cover what other products you wanted to cover tonight.
Thank you very much, Dr. Becky. Always a pleasure. Guys, look, I think in my mind, the good Lord, God created us very, very smart in a few different ways. One, we're born alkaline. Think about that. And we become acidic by behavior. So maybe that's a little sign that, we should keep our body really alkaline. And we are an alkalizing company, the alkalizing company. And when we're younger, when we think about it like this, I think about it like this. When we're younger, we're kids, right? And when we're kids, we don't really take a lot of responsibility. We're out playing, we're riding our bike, we're, hanging out with the friends and so on and so forth. And we're not really thinking about our health and wellness. And that's fine, because the way we were developed, the way that God made us, is that when we are kids, our body they do these things by themselves, okay? And then we get to an age where I think, we get to a point where now you got to be responsible. So we look at when a person gets to the age of 35 to 42 years old, you're going to lose 50% of your digestive capabilities. And after the age of 40, every 10 years you live, you're going to lose another 10%. And you know what? That doesn't mean that's good. It means it's bad. So now we got to start becoming responsible in our 20s and our 30s. And we have to manually do what our bodies used to do when we're children. If you want to avoid disease, feel better, not have pain, live a nice, long, healthy, energetic life. Okay, create a blue zone inside your body. There's 5 blue zones in the world. People live, the average age in those blue zones is 100 years old. Live to 100. And most of the people, when you watch the different shows where they interview these folks, they're 104, 5, and 10. And they got nothing wrong with them. It's unbelievable. And they're not on any medications, and they feel great and they're energetic. And we all can live like that. But again, you know what? When we're kids, we're kids. And once we get older, we have to take that responsibility in our own hands. So I'm going to go over this product line, tell you how to take it, so you can then refer people to this. And then if we have to modify it along the way, we can. Okay. As Becky said, first, you're going to start with the Phyto Cleanse because you have to do a cleanse. You got to get cleaned out. You got biofilm that's been sitting there your whole entire life. This is not only a biofilm cleanse, it's a cellular cleanse, it's an organ cleanse, it's a gut cleanse, it's a colon cleanse, it's an everything cleanse. So like she said, you start with 4, you can go up to 6, 4 to 6 of these every single night. When you start this cleanse, you do it for 3 nights in a row. So you're taking 4 to 6, it doesn't matter. You know, if you're a bigger kind of a person, take more if you want. It's not going to hurt. But you take 4 to 6 of these a day, 3 nights in a row before bed. And then after you're done, for the rest of your life, you're taking 1 or 2 of these every day, depending upon how regular you feel when you're using the bathroom. Now, if you have any chronic issues or you're taking any medications or anything like that's going on, then I would say you would do 2 cleanses a year. And if you're not, like myself or like Becky, you only need to do 1 cleanse a year. That's the Phyto Cleanse. That's where we start. Now, very, very important. Second place we're going to talk about is your digestion. Got to get the gut right. Okay. Now, let's talk about digestive enzymes. You make this real simple, and we can get into this later on separate phone calls with anybody. How do you take these digestive enzymes? There's 2 types of proteins in the world. There's muscle tissue protein, straight flesh protein, and plant protein. So there's really 3. But when you're taking muscle tissue protein, so if you're eating any, I'm going to say it, dead animals, okay? You're eating beef, you're eating chicken, you're eating turkey, you're eating pork, you're eating venison, you're eating anything that's an animal, that's muscle and that's tissue. You are going to need to get that broken down and get through your system quickly, right? So you're going to have to take 8 of these. If you're going to eat meat, you need 8 of these to break it down and get it out into the back door. You don't want that stuff sitting in your stomach for 3 days, rotting. So if you're going to have muscle tissue protein, anything that's an animal, you need 8 of these digestive enzymes. Now, let's talk about the straight flesh protein, which is anything out of the water. It's your lobsters and your crabs and your shrimps and your scallops and your fish and your tuna and your salmon and your mahi-mahi and anything. If it's coming out of the water, that straight flesh protein, it tends to digest really, really easy in the body. You only need 4 of these digestive enzymes. 4. Now, if you're taking any plant-based protein, a salad, maybe even the shakes, guess what? 4 of these again. And if you cut them back a little bit, the reason why there's such a variation is because of age. And, you know, if somebody younger needs to take them, or you're a little bit smaller, you'll know how to adjust these properly. But I'm telling you, muscle tissue protein, 8. Straight flesh protein, anything out of the water, if it comes out of the water, that's straight flesh, 4. And then if you're taking any type of plant proteins, 4. Now, if you want to lose weight at night, or not at night, if you want to lose weight, I should say, at night before you go to bed, you take 3 to 4 enzymes. I take 4 every single night. That's my deal, okay? And that's what I do. I take 4 of these. And what it does, digestive enzymes. What's the function of an enzyme? All it does is digest. So if you've taken them right throughout the day, you're going to have an empty stomach. And then when you have that empty stomach, guess what's going to happen? These enzymes are going to go, whoa, we got to do something. So they dilate your arteries, your capillaries, and your veins, okay? Make them larger so more oxygen comes into your body, which is extremely, extremely alkalizing. Better than nitric oxide. And then guess what? They got to do something, and they get into your bloodstream, and they act like little Pac-Man. And then all of a sudden, they go, whoa, look at that. There's a little bit of fungus. Chomp, chomp, chomp. There's a little bit of cholesterol. Chomp, chomp, chomp. There's a bad protein. Chomp, chomp, chomp. There's one of those bad, bad cells. Chomp, chomp, chomp. That's what it'll do. These will do if you take them at night properly. Okay, that's the enzymes. And every time you eat a meal, a probiotic. That's what the probiotics are for. Don't take these any other time. You're wasting them. Okay. Probiotics will only work when you're taking them with food because they'll never get past the digestive tract, with the acid in the stomach. Food jams the probiotics down into the lower GI tract where they do their work. That's how that works. Okay. So let's go over some of these products here. And as Becky said, here is the 7.365 protein shake. All right. Meal replacement, whatever you want to use it for, it's great. Pre-workout, post-workout, as a meal replacement, as many times a day as you would like, have yourself a shake. We got chocolate cliffs, we got ice cream rave. Okay. Looking at these in an order here. Let's talk a little bit about alkalizing the body, creating an environment where no disease, illness, virus, sickness, cancer, fat, all these different bad issues can't survive in an alkaline environment. 2 Nobel Prizes were given out for it a long time ago. So it's well proven that that's how you do it. So how do we alkalize the body? One is we first start by getting the gut right. There's 6 things to take when we're alkalizing the body. And these are the first 2. We went over these, the enzymes and probiotics. Now, we're going to talk about the greens, all right? The greens, the greens. And greens are made for the blood, and they're very, very high in from a pH scale. And all our powders do something that no company has ever done before in the history of products. We carry a negative 750 megahertz charge on the products, a negative 750 ionic megahertz charge. What's that for? Makes it isotonic. It's like a refrigerator and a magnet. You start bringing them together, one's positive, one's negative, and then all of a sudden, bam, they stick like crazy. It's hard to get them off. So when you make something that you can put a charge in it like this, and it's isotonic, well, it gets down. How does it work? It goes into the stomach, into the small intestines, moves itself through the stomach into the large, and the colon and out the back door. These will actually assimilate into the body before they even get out of the small intestine. That's a powerful product. So part of alkalizing is greens. How do you take these greens? 3 times a day. You can get them in the powder or you can get them in capsules. I like to use powder, and you mix them with water or anything you want to drink. They're going to taste very earthy. Trust me. And you know what? That's a good green product because it's very, very high in chlorophyll. If you're running around saying, hey, take my greens, they taste great, you got acidic greens. You're wasting your money. No good. You need earthy greens, very extremely high in chlorophyll. And look at that. USDA certified organic. Yep. All right. So that's the greens. Next, we're going to talk about the pH drops. Okay. That's part of alkalizing. Okay. That's creating an alkaline environment inside the human body. Now, with all our powders, like I said, we have an ionic charge on them. No company in the world has ever done it or never will do it because you don't buy a machine to do that. You have to make the machine yourself. You have to have a good electrical engineer to modify a machine where you can probe it and put those charges into this. So part of alkalizing is the pH drops. You can count out the drops on the back of the directions, but I don't like to do that myself personally. What do? I take 4 full squirts. So I just pinch this, let it fill up. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how I tell you to take it. 4 full squirts of pH drops in everything you drink, but you don't put them in a pH shake. Anything else you drink, whether it's teas, different drinks, in your water, you're taking the pH drops. Now, 30 minutes before you eat and 30 minutes after you eat. Don't be taking pH drops because it can neutralize the acid in the stomach. And the acid in the stomach isn't made for digestion. It doesn't digest anything. It just creates an environment so your body can start dropping the enzymes it needs. And remember, you're not 10, 12, 15 years old anymore. So you have to manually put those enzymes in and probiotics like we spoke about. But part of alkalizing is the pH drops. All right. Next part of alkalizing is the omega 369s. Very, very simple. You can squeeze them out. They're made with just by plants, by flax, or you just take the capsule itself 3 times a day. 3 omegas throughout your day. So it's one at each meal, or you can take them in any way, shape, or form you want, but you want to get 3 omegas in your system per day. And they're used for a lot of things. Great connectivity, good communication, but it makes you very, very slippery. So when you're breaking up toxicity, it's sliding right out because it's sticky. You don't want it grabbing onto something else and then sticking somewhere else. We want this stuff to get out. Okay. Now let's talk about vitamin D3 and K2. All right. 10,000 IUs of vitamin D3 a day is what keeps the human body alkaline. Now, that means 1 capsule a day. And this is very important for alkalizing because what does it do? It does a lot, but D3 is the horse, and calcium is the most used buffery mineral inside the human body. And the calcium will not work if you don't have D3 in your body, because what D3 will do is attach to the calcium and take it where it needs to go to do the work that it needs to do. So if you got inflammation on the knee, it wants to buffer that out so you don't have any pain. Well, the D3 is going to pick up the calcium and take it down and buffer. And that's and in every place. I'm just saying that vitamin D3, 10,000 IUs a day, you only need to take one a day if you're taking ours, is what you're going to need to be from an alkalizing standpoint. That's alkalizing, taking digestive enzymes, probiotics, greens, pH drops, omegas, and vitamin D3. Now, if you want to really increase your alkalizing capabilities, then let's talk about the electromineral cell salts. Okay. This is the 4. Now we got a lot of minerals in our body, but there's 4 that are extremely essential for life: calcium, magnesium, potassium, and sodium. And if you're not getting it, so you think of this, you think of a water bottle. And if the water bottle is only this full, this is all your body gets every single day. Everybody is the same. You wake up and you get that much to work with. And if you use it all up, guess what happens? Now you're starting to pull calcium from your heart, your bones, your teeth. You're going to start pulling magnesium from the muscles, and you're going to start pulling potassium from all your major organs, and sodium from every single cell in your body. And I'm going to tell you what, if you use all this up before the end of the day, that's not a good thing. So now you're pulling from all these other resources. So the whole theory between the electromineral cell salts, and we add this vitamin C as well, is this: if this is all you get in a single day, wouldn't it be nice to act like this water bottle is like a gas tank, and we can fill ourselves up? So by taking this once or twice a day, you're filling yourself up. Everything in the body, every single function. You blink your eye, you snore, you do whatever it is, move your arms, walk. That is enzymatic activity. Every single function in the body is enzymatic activity. So you want to make sure you have this in there. Do you want to ensure that it's actually happening? Boom. Take the electromineral salts. They taste great and they fill up the gas tank. And that also is a great product to take to enhance your alkalizing properties. All right. Now, I guess we can talk a little bit about the strongest vitamin in the world, the B Natural Tabs, made by the honeybees: propolis, jelly, pollen, honey. Guess what? If you take any of those 4 components and you just take them singly, They might do 10 to 12 different things to the human body. Take them all in the right percentage, all in the right proportion. You will then have something in your system that can do up to 1,200 functions inside the human body. It's the strongest vitamin in the world. It is the only whole food that is made by nature that will sustain life. If you are stranded on an island, you found some beehives, you could just eat the bee products and water and live a healthier life than probably the healthiest person that is going to live. So that is the bee tabs. That is your multivitamin as well. All right. Then we got the super reds. Okay. This is really extremely important. Don't let anybody kid you. After the age of 50 to 51 years old, you are going to lose 90%, 95%, almost all of your capabilities to produce glutathione, which is the strongest antioxidant in the body. Okay. No pill is going, no, you're not going to take a pill and that's not going to help you. You're not going to take a shot and that's not going to help you. You're not going to take anything after you're the age of 50 to 51 to induce more glutathione production because it's impossible. As much as the public people want to say it is, it's not. So what you're going to have to do now is you're going to have to outsource those antioxidants, right? And it's good for your heart health. It's good for cholesterol health, DNA, telomere health. I mean, we can go on, blood sugars, blood pressure, detoxification. You're going to get the xanthones in there. This also helps to heal tissue. That's really important. If you got, when Dr. Becky talks about having a bad gut, right? Vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, peptides, you name it, they're here. Your OPCs, more enzymes, amino acids, all in this super reds. Okay, the organic super reds. Now, 2 to 3 servings a day. I like 3. People should be taking 3. You cannot overtake the greens or the reds. And these you can put right in your mouth. Oh my gosh, they taste like those little pixie sticks you had when you were a child. These are unbelievable tasting, and that's how you need to take the super reds. Really, really important product as well. All right. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the calcium, right? Now, I think this is a good option if you want to get calcium because it gives you a quick hit of calcium and it then will slowly dissipate throughout the day. 3 to 6 of these a day. That's it. 3 to 6, doesn't matter how you take them. That's how you would take the calcium. And last but not least, which I think is one of the most important products around in the world, is your super sprout sterols. Okay. There is nothing in the world that kills disease and illness, and especially the big C word. Okay. Nothing. No vegetable, no fruit, no essential oil, no CBD. We can go on and on and on and on. Here's the only thing in the world that will kill cancer, and that is your own immune system. And what part of the immune system? Your T lymphocytes. That's it, your T lymphocytes. So you take the super sprout sterols for that, and what's going to happen is you are going to take 6 of these. You can take it in 2 different ways. You can take a loading dose, which means you take 6 a day, every single day for 3 months, and then you go down to 3, and it'll enlarge your T lymphocytes. So what happens when we take this super sprout sterols? Let's talk about that first, okay? What happens is, think of you've got these T lymphocytes, which are your killer cells, right? What if you could take a product? If you could take a product that would they would enlarge in everybody that takes them, they will enlarge your T lymphocytes 5 to 7 times larger inside the human body, make it 750% more efficient, and make it 1,325% more active in the human body. That's me. I want to be Superman. You want to be Superwoman. You don't not want to take these things, whether you got something going on or not. You just want to be ready. So how do we take these again? You take 6 of these a day, first thing in the morning, and you don't eat a thing for an hour. Okay, that's very important. You can drink something, but do not put anything, no food in your stomach. Take these and you sit for an hour a day. So you can take 6 of them a day for 3 months, and it'll supersize those T lymphocytes, and then you go down to 3 a day, or you can take 3 a day and start on 3 a day, and it will enlarge those T lymphocytes within 9 months. Okay. Either way, I like getting mine big. Okay. I want this to happen in 3 months because that's what will happen. If you take 6 a day within 3 months, you need to drop down to 3 a day after that. And okay, so now people say to me, okay, Mike, well, how long should I take these things? Every day. This is your life now. This is your life. Okay. So your body doesn't do this anymore. You have to do it. This is your responsibility. And when we talk about what we put inside of ourselves, and when we talk about what we put on top of ourselves, okay, whether it's inside or on top of ourselves, I want you to think about this tonight. Every single night for the rest of your life, when you sit down on that bed, and before you say your prayers, you think about this one thing. And this goes for what we put inside and on top of ourselves, because I don't live in here, I live in here. So no matter how small or how large you did anything to yourself today. So tonight, when you're sitting there, you think of everything you put inside, you ate through your mouth, and what you put on top of yourself. And you only did one of 2 things. And that is you participated in your life, all this stuff, or you participated in your death. And it's just that simple. And you get to choose. So taking care of you, yourself, and your health is your responsibility. So we've went through the entire product line. And I'll tell you what they say at some of the largest research centers in the world when they use this as their protocol. Like, nothing less, nothing more, nothing added. So with that to be said, Dr. Becky, do you have anything else you'd want to add?
Michael, I thought that was absolutely excellent, the coverage on every product. You know, for me, when I talked about my dosing, you know, I weigh 105 pounds. So my dosing is going to be different than somebody who's, 250-pound male. So that has to be taken into consideration. I think that's really important. So everyone's going to find, what they need to take. Some dosages may be higher than others because of their body mass index. But my message is always to be consistent and to be persistent. So you pick the products that you feel your body needs the most. There's a lot of products, but let me share this with everyone that's on this Zoom. When I was practicing medicine, my average patient was on 7 to 10 medications a day, and some of them were on 20 meds. I would much rather see all of you out there, ladies and gentlemen, on 7 to 10 of Michael's organic plant-based products, or all of them, because it was no problem for my patients to take 20 some meds a day. I'm like, what is going on? How can this be happening? But it did. So you may be a little overwhelmed by, oh, wow, there's a lot of products. Oh, my goodness. Well, start somewhere, stay consistent, and then gradually increase, knowing that your body needs these. So if people can take 20 medications a day, they can take all of your products daily. That to me makes a lot more sense. So I really appreciated the overview. I think it's really good for people to get a handle on what kind of dosage and what's going to potentiate, good systemic healing and health.
Yes, and it's really important, guys, that you understand that, you know what? You come in where you fit in. You got to start somewhere. You can work some other things in, but you got to get that cleanse in, and you got to get your gut right, or you're going to be in some massive, trouble. You aren't going to enjoy life until we get those things done first, and then we can work all these different things in. So with that being said, that's how we take the products. Write it down, you'll have this video for people to watch and be able to write these notes down, and then they can call you back, and then we can work out a protocol for you, whoever you are. So with that being said, thank you, Dr. Becky. I appreciate it. Everybody, thank you for joining us. We're humbled, we're thankful, we're grateful. God bless you. God bless your families, and God bless your businesses. And you will see us on more programs. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. God bless all.
Thank you.